When that person from the Norwegian TV came here, did she dupe you saying that she was a journalist?
Yeah, we received a phone call saying that they wanted to talk to me, Norwegian television wanted to talk to me regarding presidential politics. And our reaction was, why do you want to talk to a local councilman about presidential politics? There are plenty of pundits out there who have more expertise, certainly, than I do. And we told them that. Their response was something to the effect of, well, we want a local Republican response. My office and my staff looked up to see if it was a legitimate network. They didn't give us a show, they didn't give us names of the reporter, it was just a producer. And it's a legitimate network that he's associated with. So we've done foreign TV, Russian TV in the past. We told them it was a very busy day, it was State of Council day, and we had 15 minutes for them. Two gentlemen walked in, one was a cameraman, set up two different cameras, another one was the producer, and I assumed that the second gentleman was the person who was interviewing me. And they said to me at some point that we want to film you greeting the reporter, and then some woman walked in. So there was a weird vibe, but not. I'm not thinking at that point that this was a goof and then we sat down, and she asked me a couple of straightforward questions. Do I like my job? What the difference between Republicans and Democrats? Then she asked me what I can only describe as sort of like an inside Norway humor. She asked me about the Lapps, who apparently some people in Norway who shepherd or herd reindeer. So I was confused. I looked at her, I looked at the camera, and I didn't know what she was saying. I thought that maybe there was a language barrier. At the point that really set me off, and the point that was really offensive, was when she asked me the questions about Senator Barack Obama. And what the folks at home see on television is a cut and paste of maybe a minute and a half of what was a 10-minute interview. So you don't even see all the questions about Obama. But essentially what she said is, am I annoyed that Senator Obama is violating the Constitution by running for president when he's not a citizen? And my reaction is, of course he's a citizen. He's a United States Senator, he's a citizen of this country. And she said, well, isn't he African American? And I said, well, African Americans are citizens in this country. And she said, oh, that's interesting, I read that they weren't. I think I have a pretty good sense of humor. I find nothing humorous about that. And particularly in the city council, where race is an issue. Where just this past summer we had this situation with Sonny Carson, which was very divisive. I don't find any humor in it. I disagree politically with Senator Obama, but that question to me was offensive. I think it was mocking me, it was mocking Senator Obama, but it really was mocking America. It basically was saying that we are a racist nation. And while I readily admit that racism does exist in this country, I don't think that the widespread across America that we're all inherently racist. And the implication was a black man isn't a citizen who can't run for president. And so at that point I realized that this wasn't the interview I thought it was going to be. As you can see on the tape, my facial expressions show that I begin to question what this is all about. They asked me another question, which you don't see on the tape. The tape gets cut. They asked me to assess the Democratic field. I just happened to say good things about the Clintons. I said that she's going to be the nominee. They raise the most money. They're the smartest. They're the shrewdest. Things I've said publicly before about the Clintons. And then there was a delay. And again, I'm thinking there's a lot of delay in these questions and answers. I'm thinking it's a language delay. I think maybe she was being fed the questions in an earpiece from the producer who was outside. And after I say things about Clinton, she says, oh wait, how can you say that? How do you think she's a strong candidate? How is she going to get past the incident? And I know something stupid is coming, but I look at her and say, well, what incident is that? And she says the incident with the cigar, which I assume is a reference to President Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. And that was the end of it. And as you can see on the videotape, I said in rather not so diplomatic or eloquent language to get out of my office. At that point, I realized they were mocking me, they were mocking the Clintons, they were mocking Barack Obama. I think they were mocking Americans. And I wasn't going to have it. And, you know, you want reality TV, you want to come here and waste my time and mock all of us, you might get some reality thrown back at you. So I did it in, I demonstrated a very limited vocabulary, if you will. I regret the use of the language, but I certainly don't regret the sentiment. I think it was dead on. You know, I can find humor in lots of things. I certainly don't find any humor at all in the question about Senator Obama. And the Clinton stuff is so yesterday's news, I don't think we want to go there. And the other thing I have to say is, what I find offensive is, why she picked me. Why did these people pick me? Did they pick me because I'm a Republican and they thought that I would be into the racist joke or the sexist joke or the anti-Clinton nonsense? And frankly, I don't, you know, I don't think any of us needs some foreign entity coming in and sort of criticizing our candidates. The Republicans will do a good job criticizing the Democrats will criticize the Republicans. That's the nature of politics. But when an outside group comes in and starts mocking all of us, they better expect somebody to say something back. Again, how I said it might not have been the best, but what I said I think was dead on.
Well, you know, today the Daily News, one of the major papers here, are praising you for what you do. And last night, Senator Alfonso Amaro did praise you in a television station here. However, how about margarine?
Yeah, I watched that, and I was pleasantly surprised that how forceful Senator D'Amato was, and former Mayor Koch was very supportive. I think they've lived this. They've been it. They understand the pressures of the job. They understand, and they're very, I think, emotional people as well. I was a little bit disappointed in Mark Green's response. I think, having been a public official, Mark could have demonstrated a little bit more sort of sympathy for the situation. I think he came across as a little bit professorial, but that's his style. And as someone said to me the other day, I think Ed Koch became mayor because he understands that politics is about people and it's not really about being partisan. And so I was supportive. I was appreciative of the support. The editorial today in the Daily News, again, I'm kind of amazed at the reaction, and I'm not reveling in any of this, to be honest with you. I'm appreciative that people have gotten past the language to see that this was me defending, it just so happens, two Democrats, defending, in my mind at least, sort of all of us. And although they might not have liked how I sent the message, I think that they're showing their support for the message I sent, and I'm appreciative. Now I just like to turn a page and go on with my life, put my head down and do some more work for Staten Island.
This will lead you to run for 2009 for mayor?
Oh, no. I have no interest, nor do I think, nor does anyone else, frankly. So I'll finish out my term and we'll look at a different office.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.